thank you so much. Saturday night, late Saturday night, just before midnight and going into Sunday, I crossed 1 million subscribers here on YouTube. It is I said earlier in a video a week or so ago when I was asking people to subscribe that I'm not worthy of this platform. And I don't mean like personally, oh, I'm not worthy. I just mean I'm so lucky. I've never been attached to larger independent media organizations like TYT or Midas Touch. I have problems with TYT, but Midas, those guys, they do good work. All the people there, they do good work. I've never been a part of that. I'm not attached to them. It's been me and Brittany Page just slugging it out, trying to claw in a little larger slice of the internet for ourselves. In a quest, on a mission to make this country a better place and to push back against the anti-democratic, fascistic agenda of Donald Trump, and really try to push the Democratic Party a little further left. That's it. Trying to protect people who can't protect themselves, who don't have a voice. We're here for equality. We're here for the actual principles that are enshrined within the Constitution and the aspirational values that we claim to care about here in America. So thank you so much. Wow. Crazy. Now, let's talk about what's taking place within the airline industry, not the industry, but the regulatory agency of the Federal Aviation Administration. Donald Trump is now in a second round of an assault against air safety. We're in a situation in America right now where Donald Trump just since taking office, not since his election, just since taking office, seven plane crashes. Nearly 100 people dead. This didn't happen under Biden, yet they're blaming Biden. After Donald Trump tried to gut the FAA and is now firing people within air safety. Still today, this headline from CNN, I want to read you. Hundreds of FAA probationary workers fired by Trump administration, the union says. We're going to get into this, but they're firing. Here's from the FAA. This is people hired for FAA radar, landing, and navigational aid maintenance. Serious safety individuals with a skill set are being fired by Donald Trump while planes are running into one another. Should we go through very briefly the list of crash? On January 29th, the plane crashed right here in DC at National Airport, collided with a military helicopter. 67 people died. Days after Donald Trump tried to gut the FAA. Now they're kind of rolling that back. Oh, we're going to walk that back a little bit. But they're trying to run the FAA as though it's a business. And we're going to get to that with Sean Duffy. When there are certain aspects well, first of all, the government's not a business. Let's repeat that for those in the back of the room who might not understand what the purpose of government is, what the role of government is, what the mission of government is. It's not to turn a profit. It's not a corporation. It is to serve we the people, to make your time on an airplane safer, not more dangerous. We haven't seen a year like this, and it's only February, in maybe my lifetime, of this many dead, this many incidents. And it is not a coincidence that it's happening as soon as Donald Trump takes office and tries to dismantle the mechanisms by which our air travel is safe. January 29th, 67 human beings died. January 31st, a Learjet crash in Philly, 7 dead. There was, in February 5th, there was a Japanese Airlines collided on a runway with the Delta flight. Nobody died, but that in and of itself would have been a massive headline if not for the compendium of other things that has taken place. On February 6th, 10 dead in a Bering Air flight in Alaska. 10. February 10th, a plane crashed in Scottsdale, Arizona, 1 dead. The 12th, just the other day, a military fighter jet crashed in the San Diego in the water off of San Diego. Both pilots, military pilots, luckily were able to eject and survived. And then finally on the 16th, yesterday, a plane crashed in Covington, Georgia, 2 dead. Doesn't happen in a vacuum. There are reasons behind this. It's not just bad luck on Donald Trump's part. What a coincidence that all of a sudden when they're firing FAA employees, all this happens. No. They're blaming DEI, but it has nothing to do with that. It has to do with competent bodies being fired and being stretched thin. Here's the article again, hundreds of FAA probationary workers fired by Trump administration. The Trump administration has started firing hundreds of Federal Aviation Administration probationary employees who maintain critical air traffic control infrastructure, according to their union. An exact number of firings is not yet known, but the head of the Professional Aviation Safety Specialists, AFL-CIO, said that several hundred workers started getting firing notices on Friday, and that they could even be barred from FAA facilities Tuesday after the federal holiday. CNN has reached out to the FAA for comment. Don't hold your breath on waiting for any answer that's going to matter at all from this government. The move comes less than 3 weeks since the mid-air collision over Washington, D.C. that killed 67 people and that highlighted shortages of air traffic controllers and FAA infrastructure issues. The FAA system that distributes critical flight safety alerts to pilots failed just days after the crash and forced the agency to rely on a backup system. Good job, Donald Trump, leader of leaders. The Professional Aviation Safety Specialists, or PASS, said it represents more than 11,000 FAA and Department of Defense workers who install, inspect, and maintain air traffic control communications, radio and computer systems, as well as develop new flight procedures. Staffing decisions, this is a quote, should be based on an individual agency's mission-critical needs, said David Sparrow, national president of PASS. Quote, to do otherwise is dangerous when it comes to public safety, and it is especially unconscionable in the aftermath of 3 deadly aircraft incidents in the past month. Now, the AP, here's one paragraph from this AP article that talks about who is being fired. Here's the headline. Trump begins firings of FAA air traffic control staff just weeks after fatal DC plane crash. The impacted workers include personnel hired for FAA radar, landing, and navigational aid maintenance, one air traffic controller told the Associated Press. The air traffic controller was not authorized to talk to the media and spoke on the condition of anonymity. Now, all of this comes on the heels of Donald Trump's January 22nd, 2 days after having taken office after his inauguration, and they posted this to the White House website. Fact sheet, President Donald J. Trump ends DEI madness and restores excellence and safety within the Federal Aviation Administration. Flights should be supervised by the best employees. President Donald J. Trump has signed a presidential memorandum terminating a Biden administration, Federal Aviation Administration hiring policy that prioritized diversity, equity, and inclusion over safety and efficiency. And that is not at all what DEI does. It doesn't prioritize those things over safety or qualification or a master level, a mastery of skill sets. No. And they've proved this by stopping the recruitment of highly skilled, highly specialized talent who just happen to be black. They don't want them. They're qualified, they're capable, they're skilled, they're specialized, but they're black. And that is why they stopped. So listen, here I'm going to play this. This is Sean Duffy, the current Secretary of Transportation. It is amazing going from someone like Pete Buttigieg as a transportation secretary to Sean Duffy, a reality star, MTV's reality star in like The Real World or Road Rules or Road Reel, whatever, from the 90s. He's now the Secretary of Transportation. We went from someone who's brilliant, a brilliant communicator, with a fulsome understanding of what his job was, to someone who's just ceding control of this to Elon Musk. And we're going to get to that. But remember what I said about this not being a business. We're not running this like it's a business. We're not trying to turn a profit. Just get a load of this quote. Watch this from just the other day of him on Fox News.
And these lefties lose their mind when we're going to move at the speed of Trump or Elon Musk. They want us to move at the speed of bureaucrats. And so, again, the woke policy, it's gone. It's safety first and reforming air traffic control that's going to make the system not just safer, but more efficient. So you're not going to have canceled flights or delayed flights. You're going to have an air traffic control system that works. Sean, I was talking to Elon. I said, "What, can we do this, Elon? What, 2.5, 3 years? Can we make this happen?" And he was like, no, 2.5, 3 years? No. We could do this in 1 year. When you have these 22-year-old young people who are smart and can engage and give us good advice, we'll move at the speed of business as opposed to the speed of bureaucracy and government.
One, there's no need for this to be done in the first place. Our system was fine. But to move at the speed of Trump and the speed of Elon Musk, the ketamine-addled, Adderall-addled morons, the speed of business rather than the speed of bureaucracy. These are all just buzzwords that he was just champing at the bit to repeat. And Sean Hannity just lapped it up. It is stupidity on full display. They are solving a problem that does not exist, didn't exist until Donald Trump came into office. We didn't have planes falling out of the sky when Joe Biden was in office. It's only after. Maybe correlation isn't causation. Yeah, sure, maybe. But it's got to make you wonder when on January 22nd, Donald Trump starts firing people, posts that nonsense to the White House website, and then on January 29th, we have a horrific, deadly air crash here in Washington, D.C., followed by a series of others, the likes of which we rarely see, we haven't seen. Government's not a business. Government is here is to protect the people, to serve the people, to make air travel safe. And Donald Trump has saw fit to put Elon Musk in there. And they're going in today, by the way. Where's that headline? Reuters, Musk's Doge team to visit US FAA Command Center on Monday. Trump administration wants to reform air traffic control systems for no reason. It's working well. Just hire more capable people. That's it. Visit comes days after effort to fire hundreds of probationary FAA employees. White House said air traffic controllers not eligible for incentive to quit. They're going back on everything they said because now they're starting to realize, oh shit, what did we break? This is because of Donald Trump. But the eggs were expensive. Bacon, groceries. What a beautiful word. No one ever used the word until I came along with groceries. It means what you eat. Good job, dumb shits who voted for Donald Trump. Good job. Good job. I'm sure that the family of the nearly 100 dead people now are thrilled at your choice. I mean, certainly there's going to be some Trump supporters in the mix there who don't look at reality objectively. We are unsafe. We are less safe. Pick which one you like better. We are either less safe or unsafe with Donald Trump at the helm. I would go with the former over the latter. We are unsafe with Donald Trump as president of the United States. If we learned nothing from the COVID era of the Trump administration, we should have learned that. What do you think? I invite you to this conversation. You can click below, leave a comment. You can also call the voicemail line 714-576-4054. Of course, you can email me as always, daily@dollemore.com. I'd love to hear from you. And I'll see you next time. Until then, be genuine. Take care of one another.